What's up everybody, my name is Alex Chung and today I am here with Focus Camera and we're going to be taking a look at the Panasonic G100, which is Panasonic's latest 4K vlogging camera that is specifically geared for content creators. I'm actually really excited about this camera and what it means for creators to have such a small little compact camera in their pockets. Before we go into the review, let's look at some of the specs of the G100. It's got a 20 megapixel micro four thirds sensor that shoots 4K up to 30 frames per second and 1080p up to 60 frames per second for some slow motion shots. Vlog Lite is already pre-installed in the camera in case some of the more advanced users want to color grade in a flat profile. It's got a flip out screen so that you can easily see yourself as you're vlogging. The G100 also has a 5-axis hybrid image stabilization, depth from defocus autofocusing capabilities, and OZO audio for high quality audio recording. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's dive into some of the features of this camera. The setup that I'm using today is the G100 paired with the 12 to 32 kit lens and the selfie tripod grip. And you can see that I've got the selfie grip plugged into the camera right now via the USB port, and that can allow you to start and stop video and take pictures as well. One of the big things that Panasonic has implemented in the G100 is the OZO directional audio capture. If you look on top of the camera, you'll see that there are 3 different mics that can either record in front of the camera, behind the camera, or record in a surround pickup pattern. And it also has a tracking feature where if it detects a face, it'll limit its audio recording to try and only capture the person's voice, which is an awesome feature if you're vlogging around a noisy area. Right now I have the audio capture set to only shooting the front of the camera to capture any sound that's in front of the camera right now. So when you're vlogging, this is how the audio is going to sound. Now I have the audio tracking to automatic, and this should detect my face. Right now it should detect my face and it should automatically try and only capture the sound of my voice. So that's really helpful. You don't have to go into the setting and set that up yourself. It'll automatically switch over for you when you're vlogging. Another great feature of the G100 is the electronic 5-axis stabilizer. In order to try and make the camera as small as possible, Panasonic has opted not to put a physical image stabilization system inside the camera and instead has gone with electronic image stabilization. But because the 12 to 32 lens is also image stabilized, you're able to get incredibly smooth shots. Here's an example of me walking around with the EIS off. And here's that walking shot with EIS on. And you can see that it eliminates a lot of that up and down shaking that naturally occurs as you're walking. Now, in order to do this, the camera does have to crop in, and how much it crops in depends on whether you have EIS on standard or high mode. The camera will crop in more if you set EIS on high. The G100 also has a really cool self-shot mode when it detects that you flip the screen around and you're filming yourself. The whole screen gets simplified so you're not distracted by a lot of information on screen, and this also turns on face detection and audio tracking. It also pops out this little tab on the right that you can select different functions from. One of the interesting features that I like is the 3-second self timer before you actually record any footage. This gives you some time to really think about what you want to say, compose your shot a little bit, and of course you can turn this feature off through the tab, and you can also turn off the entire self shot mode altogether. I happen to like the simplified version of the screen. It really gets rid of a lot of the distractions and helps you focus on talking towards the camera. One of the things that are super important for vlogging is having good autofocus. The G100 has depth from defocus autofocusing capabilities, and it really helps you lock onto your subject or your face and nails focus every time. Here's an autofocus test of me walking around, and as you can tell, the camera is using face detection to try and lock onto my face, and the results are pretty amazing. And here's some other B-roll footage that I shot so that we can really take a look at the autofocusing features of things that are not people's faces. Some of the other video features include frame markers that show framing guides for different formats like 4x5 for Instagram, 1x1, 16:9 for YouTube, 9:16 for Instagram stories, and there's a bunch of other preset aspect ratios that help you frame your shot. For creators who are more advanced, you have Vlog Lite, which I mentioned earlier, and focus peaking when you're shooting on manual focus, the histogram, zebras, and 8-bit 422 external recording. The Panasonic G100 definitely has a lot of features for beginners and pros, pros, and this camera is really geared towards creators who are on the go all the time and want to travel lightweight and don't want to carry around big, bulky cameras with heavy lenses. If you guys want to learn more about the Panasonic G100, head on over to focuscamera.com. We've got all the cameras and gear for you guys to check out, or head on over to the link down below in the description. That's it for me. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to Focus Camera. It really helps us out a lot. Until the next one, my name is Alex Chung, and I'll see you later. Bye.